Morning, everybody. I'm Colette the Highway Stitcher. This is a little bit of a different video. Today, I had been asked by a few people if I could give them my way of kitting up Dimensions kits. And so I'm finally trying to sit down and make that video. I have two disclaimers. The first disclaimer is I do not have the setup to do a stitch with me or a lace with me or whatever else yet. So when I'm doing this, take that into account that I am going to have to hold up things. I'll try to hold it up and show you as I'm doing it, but it won't be the same as the camera coming from up above and looking down as I'm working on it. So that's the first disclaimer. And the second disclaimer is take what you want from this. This is just the way that I do it. Maybe you don't do it at all like this. Maybe you will take a few parts of this. Maybe you like it all. You know, but it's just kind of my way of doing it. And feel free to do, if you like it, use it. If you don't like it, your way's perfectly fine too. So those are my two disclaimers before I start. We'll see how this works out. I'm not used to doing this kind of a video, like a video where you're telling people how you do things. So we'll see how this works out. Okay, first of all, I'll show you the kit that I've been working on. I've been already doing some kitting up, so at least when I start lifting this stuff up to you, I'll remember what I'm doing. And the kit I'm working on is the one I just got in the mail. This is going to be my husband's Christmas stocking. It's called Santa's Flight Stocking. So this is the one I'm going to be working on. The first thing that I do when I get a kit, as you know, when you get the Dimensions kits, they will have the pattern. And, before in the past, I used to always just try to do it off the pattern. I would enlarge it sometimes to try to see it or whatever. Well, the first thing that's made a big difference to me in working on kits, especially Dimensions kits, is the fact that I can get a PDF copy of the kit. All you have to do, and that's one thing I'll show you, all you have to do is contact customerservicesimplicity.com. I'll leave that up here for just a second so you can see it. And I'll also have it in the drop-down box below too. Okay, when you send them an email, you have to take a picture of the front of your kit, the back of your kit, with the threads and the kit materials taken out of it so they can see it, and the number of the kit, which I will show you where that is. Right here. So they need to know that number there too. So what you do is you just send them an email and just say regarding Dimensions kits PDF, and just say you'd like a PDF copy of the kit you have, and give them those pictures, and they should send it to you right away. I usually get mine within a day or so. One forewarning, I made the mistake when I first started doing it. I thought, oh man, I'm going to get all the PDF copies of all my kits, and I must have like 25. And they were not too happy about that. I think maybe they thought that I had stolen these kits. I'm not exactly sure, but they go, no, we can only give you one, possibly two PDF copies at a time. So anyway, that's just a little disclaimer to, don't give them, if you've got a lot of copies, don't give them to them all at the same time, or they're likely not to do anything for you. But they will give you one or two PDF copies of kits if you do all that I just said. Okay, the second thing, I'm looking up my, okay. Once I get my PDF copy, I did not search this ahead of time, but I'm sure you who are, who've done things on technology before. I'm an Apple user, so I'm going to be telling you my way of doing it with Apple products. But I do know that you can do it for PC products, and I'm assuming probably this particular app, I'm sure, has a PC part to it too. So if you don't use Apple products, remember, you can go and check, and I'm sure that the app I'm going to tell you about is you'll have it available that you can use. What I normally do is I have a free program on Apple that's called Books, where I read off of my books, sort of like they have Kindle. I read my books off of it. And so when I get my PDF copy, I can just click on it down below, and where it shows my copy, and then I click down below, and it. Let me see if I can show you. Well, I'd have to look up too much stuff right now to do it. But you just click down below. It'll show that you can move your copy of your PDF to wherever you want. Whatever app, whatever thing you have, you can move it to it. So what I do is I move it to my free app that came with my phone and my tablet, which was called Books. Now, I know other people do the app GoodNotes, and that works great too. The reason why I do Books is because it was free. And I know with GoodNotes you pay a price for it, but I don't think it's very much from what I've heard people say. Anyway, though, if you have Books and you have Apple products, you just download it onto your Books app, and then you just go to your library, which has your books or other patterns that I may have. And then I just click on, I have Chris's Christmas stocking. I named it that. I just click on it. And I'm showing you this off of my phone. I normally work on my Dimensions kits off of my tablet, but it was easier for me to do a video off the tablet than off the phone. So, because I don't have the right thing to put my phone up on. So anyway, I'm just going to show you this off of my phone. It does work the same. It's just very small. So anyway, it shows up there like the first parts of the pattern. All the stuff about tells you how to stitch, all of that. And then like here's one part of the pattern. Okay, there we go. So you can see the pattern right there. And so what I do in order to do my stitching for my pattern is when I enlarge it, because you can just enlarge it to the area that you want to work on. And after you enlarge it, you tap it, and it shows up there a pen mark, like with a circle. You just tap on that. And then it's going to show you pens down there and colors and stuff. And so what I do is I pick one of the wider markers, and then I tap on it again to release it, and then I just start working down like that. See how it makes the mark? Which is not correct because it's hard to do it putting my hand in front and looking at you over here. But anyway, that way you can mark off the parts of your pattern as you're working on it on your tablet, or if you want to work on it on your phone, that's not the easiest in the world, or your computer, or whatever you do. So also too, if you make mistakes like this stupid mistake and this stupid mistake, you can go up to the left. Now, I'm not sure how GoodNotes does it, but you can go up and you can tap the little backward arrow thing, and it gets rid of them. So don't worry if you make a mistake. I love this because it has ended up making it to where I can see the patterns. I can see the difference between where the back stitching is and where the actual, stitched symbols are. And so when I'm actually stitching, I don't have any issues trying to determine or figure out what symbol I'm trying to stitch right there. Like, for example, right underneath that little backstitch mark is actually the little colon. But you can tell that when you make it larger. You can tell it's a colon there. So that has really helped me quite a bit. So what I do with that is I just do all the regular stitching on my pattern. And when I like to do my back stitching as I go. So normally what I do after I finished a section, like for example, if I decided to do those reindeer, of course I'm going to have to do some of the stitching around the reindeer too if I want to do the back stitching. But when I'm ready, then I go take the regular copy of my pattern, which is not here, but you know what it looks like. It's, the paper copy of it. And then I just put it next to me, and that one I can see the colors of the back stitch that I'm going to do. and that works out. That works out good for me. It works out good for me. You know, it's the way that works best for how I like to do it. So I always just do all the regular stitching first with my tablet. And then when I'm done and have an area that I can backstitch, then I pull out the paper copy and I can see the colors for the backstitch. And then I just start referring to my regular paper copy on that. Which you can also make, you know, copies of this, of course. So I make copies of it, and then I can see them too without messing up my regular personal. This is my main copy, but right up here is all the the back stitching in that one there, and it shows the colors that go with the, you know, correct part of the back stitch. So what I do is I just enlarge, I just look at the pattern, the regular pattern, look at the backstitch symbols, and then I just go ahead and backstitch from that. Okay, so that's the first thing I've done, which has helped me out a lot. The second thing I've done is I'm not a big fan of the way most kits have their floss set up. That's just me. Everybody's different. Dimensions kits. So I'm just doing this with a Dimensions kit now. I've done other kits too, but you can ask me questions of what I've done with other kits if you want. I'm just doing Dimensions this time. Dimension kits now usually have this tab. The old ones just had the floss where you had to kind of just judge yourself on what the colors were, but the newer kits have these tabs. So I'm going to show you what I do, and you can probably tell actually already that some of the threads in these tabs are gone, and I'll show you why. I'll show you what I do. First of all, I get a tag maker. This is a tag maker by Fiskars, and you know, makes those kind of tags there, which are these. Doo-doo. So I cut out, you know, you push it, and makes your tags. I like to use like a thicker, I've got some thicker cardstock here. I'm sure you can get it probably anywhere. I'm trying to remember, I think I got mine at Hobby Lobby, but I'm sure you can get the thicker cardstock at other craft stores like Joann's and Michael's too. This is an orange color here, but it's more of a thicker cardstock, because when I originally first did my Dimensions kit the way I wanted, I used a thinner cardstock, and the threads started pulling through the holes that I made. So I decided to try thicker cardstock now and see if it works a little better. So I just take the thicker cardstock and I just use the, you know, just use this, stick it in, push it down, make several of these tags. And that's self-explanatory. I don't have to show you how to do that. Then I have all sorts of little, because I used to do scrapbooking and stuff, but you can also go to the craft stores and find these. This one's about a 5/8 inch. It'd be probably nicer to have one that was maybe a 1/2 inch, but I have this little heart one. And what I do with that one is I just stamp at the top of the, oh, that one I didn't do a very good job. It was very offset. Let me find one that looks a little better. This one, so I just cut it out on the top so I can put a ring through it, and then I cut it out the bottom so I can put the floss in it. Okay, the next thing I do is I make copies, just other paper copies of this sheet that I just showed you. This one that on the front has the alphabet, but in the middle it has all of the legend of what you're going to be following. So I make like a couple 3 paper copies of it. So if I make any mistakes, you know, I can just go back and make another copy from the main copy. Then the next thing I do is I take one of these tags and the paper copy, let's see, like I said, this is harder to do when you don't have it right above you. I mean, it's not hard to do, it's just harder to show. Okay, where are you? Okay, so I just take the first page, which in this case, some of this has been cut out, but I'll explain to you why. I cut the top little section out. Like, see how there's the color number, the type of color it is, the symbol, and 2 means it's 2 threads, and it's a full, and up here it'll say full cross. That's why after I cut out the first one, I tape this back on so I can make sure that I know I'm doing a full cross, because this side of the legend is full crosses because that says full cross. When you get down here, these are half stitches, so just half of a cross. So then that way I keep track of which ones are which. And when you get over to here, okay, just gotta find you. Like I said, trying to keep up with this kind of stuff. Oh, here we go. I put it down below here. I taped it down below. These are combined colors, so I taped combined colors here. And what the combined colors are, what the symbol is, and whether it's a cross or whether it's a half cross, and how many strands are in each one of those combined colors. So see, that's how dimensions are. You know how they are. They got half crosses, 4 threads, 3 threads, two threads with a full cross, you know, all that kind of stuff. So because of that, you have to, you know, figure out your own way, which is the easiest for you to do. Okay, so just to show you what I do with the basic cross stitch ones, and you probably see here, is I cut out each little section there of what the number is and the color and the symbol and everything. So I'm going to cut that out. Then I take the tag that I made. And again, like I said, this is just me. This is just what I do because I like it. I take it, I put the tag on, I put the legend that I cut out on the tag. I fold over the section that has the number, just so I always have the number to refer to. But if I put it all on the front, it would hang over the other side. So this is just kind of how I do it. I have the number over there for the color number, and then for the actual, you know, all the information about the symbol and the color itself, what it's called over there. And then I just take some tape and I just tape it over it so that it's on that tag. So, like that. So this is actually, this particular, it says dark gold, shows a symbol, it says 2. This is on the section that is just true cross stitch. This is no combined colors, no half stitch or anything. So this is the only thing that's going on here. Then the next thing I do, originally I wanted to use red because since this was a Christmas pattern, I thought, oh, I want to have red. And then I realized, well, it doesn't show up my markings very good. But I think you'll understand what I'm trying to do. I take a marking pen. So since this one is really only a full cross, it has no half stitches or blends or anything else. So I take the front of it, of the tag, and I put a cross down below this number that I taped on. And then the next thing I do, so I have this tag ready to go. Just like if you have a floss ring, you know, your floss rings that you do for other patterns or other things. Then I go through my colors, my Dimensions colors, and I look for the color that I need, which in this case is 15365, dark gold. So 153 stitch, wonderful. 15365 is this one right here. So what I do is I pull those strands kind of out from the rest of it. think part of the reason I don't like all the big long strands is I get sick and tired of them all like getting tangled up. Not that they get tangled up permanently or anything, but they're so long. I just rather have them on floss tags and, you know, just a little bit shorter. So I take them out like that. And then I just take, I have a pair of smaller scissors. So I just make sure that all I'm cutting is that 15360. And I cut it like this, those threads. Set down the tags, these tags here. So now I've got, if I double this up, this is the correct length that I like to work with. Especially if I just want to do a loop start, you know, if it's just 2 strands of the same color, then I can do loop start real easy and work through this. So then I just take it to my tag that I already numbered, and then I just stick it through like you always do, you know, and then just make your loop, bring it through, and then you have your floss ring there ready. Here are some that I already did. And so they're not quite as long as these things here, which I'm holding it up way far and I haven't gotten to the end yet. So I kind of like that better. I put a ring through them at the top heart part that's open. And then I just like hang them on the side. I have a little hook thingy that I hang. And also too, with a cut like that, all you have to do is just take your needle and just pull it through one thread, pull the thread out, and then you're ready to go. And one thing I forgot to mention that I should have mentioned at the beginning of this, and I apologized. This is my apology is to Needleberry Stitcher. If you would like to see probably a very good tutorial on how she does her kits, actually I got most of my idea from Needleberry Stitcher on how to do this. I'm not sure if I veered off a little bit on it or not. You know, you'd have to go look at hers. But if you want to check hers too, that will give you some other options on maybe things that you'd like to do. So I apologize, Catherine. This is also, she is the one who actually showed this in one of her videos, probably a good year or two ago. And I thought, you know, I'm going to give that a try. So that's how you do just a basic one. Now, just to show you what I do with combined colors. So with my combined colors, which is actually, I think, the next 2 that are coming up. Yes, light yellow green and yellow green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the 2 of them together. And also, what I do, let me see. Oh, no, I know. I have to tell you, I cut them out to where they're together here on the combined part is where I cut them out. Because right there it shows you're doing 1 thread of the one color and 1 thread of the other color. That's what I cut out together, is the combined color section. See, I've never done this kind of like a video before, so this is a little bit different. So I take another one of my tags and I'm going to tape this on it. Again, folding it over so I have my regular numbers on the back. Look for my tape. Everything's just getting all discombobulated all over here. And tape it over the combined colors here. But I also do something else too. I also go to the regular cross stitch and cut out the yellow-green one. As you can see on the top of this one, it says yellow-green. So I'm going to cut out just the yellow-green one. And that one is going to get also taped on this, because we're not only using this color for combined, we're using it for just regular cross stitch too. Just a regular 2-strand cross stitch. So you have to have, in order to do both of them, you've got to have both of the symbols that you're going to use for just that light yellow green. Okay, let me see here. And then I stick it on. So now I've got both the regular color, and then I've got the 2 combined colors there. And then what I do below is I also put a cross for both of them, because both the combined ones and just the one color are both a full cross. Now this next part, there's no easy way to do this next one. Everybody does it, probably everybody does it a little different. I have to find, I'm going to find the 2 colors, but, oh, before I do that though, the second color that's combined is yellow-green. Before I go find the colors on the with the floss, I'm also going to take this one and put it on another tag, the other part of the combined color, because again, it has a part that it's just doing by itself. It has a symbol just if you're just doing yellow-green by itself. So see, some of it's combined, some of it are just those 2 colors are just used separately. And then I put it on this tag. So now I have, and I'll put a cross on this because this is a cross, not a half stitch. So now what I have is I have the combined part, and then I have the 2 separate colors. In the past, what I tried to do is I put another, I thought, well, I want to have some of them combined, the colors already combined. So I punched another hole here, but that didn't work out the best for me because the holes just kept tearing and ripping when they were on the side. Near the end, all I ended up doing was I just put the top color and then the bottom color I put right next to it, so that they were right next to each other on my ring. And then that way, you know, it was fine. Then I just pulled one strand from the one strand from the other, because they were right next to each other anyway. So that's what I ended up doing. So let's see if we can find those 2 combined colors. One of them is 16001, which is this one. That one right there. So again, all I'm doing is I'm just separating it out from the rest, taking my little scissors, because I just want little scissors, because I don't want to accidentally cut the other colors. And then I just cut it, and then I just make it ready for just putting it in a floss ring into the one that's the combined colors. So there it is. And then the next one, which is going to be used with combined colors, then I find the other one, 16256. And that one's this one right here. Cut that. And then I put that in the other floss tag right next to it. And then that's worked out fine for me. Then I'm just ready to take one strand from one and one strand from the other of the combined in order to work my combined colors. So that's really all I do. I spend the day, you know, I usually cut out the tags ahead of time, you know, and make my holes ahead of time. And then I usually spend a day and I just put them all on floss tags. And put the number and I just tape it on, and whether it's a full cross and how many strands are in it. When I get to some of the other ones here, there are some that are just half crosses, like I said. So with those, when I get down to those, the ones that are just half crosses there, then I make sure that I put a half cross. I cut out the number like I just did before. I tape it on, but I make sure that I put half cross on it. And also, when you are looking here on the half crosses, you can see they say how many strands for each one, like 3, 2, 4, whatever. So then that way you will know that how many strands to put in it, because it'll already be there on the tag that you've taped on. So anyway, that's what I do. And if you have any questions or anything else, feel free to ask me. I don't know if this was done, like if you understood it. I hope you understood it from what I explained. As far as PC versus Mac or whatever else, sorry I can't help you on the PC part of it, but I am sure that others can, and I'm sure that you can probably find that other program to get the PDF onto it. The two things that just have made it much easier for me is doing the work for this, because if I spend the day doing these and getting these tags all done, getting the ring through them, when I start working on my pattern, then I'm just ready to just take a needle and just pull a thread out, either double loop it for a start, or I pull one out for the combined. I pull one with one color, one with the other, and then I just loop them together, but then I cut in the middle, and then I just take the strand and, the two strands and use them. I find that I tend to go faster than working with other ways that they've got it. With this one, I do know some people do they punch holes. So if that works for you, yeah, do that too. But I find that I just do not like these big, huge, long strands. And I just rather work with floss rings in like a shorter groups of floss. And I found with the PDF, it's just really, really, opened up a lot of just wonderful easiness to do kits. Just the same as Pattern Keeper has done for full coverage. And I do know too, one other little thing, like I said, this is my disclaimer, this is the way I do it. I know other people go on to Pattern Keeper and they'll download their kits and things like that onto there, and that's perfectly fine. All I'm showing you is just my way, because I tend to not like to spend any more time than I have to. I want to get to the stitching. This does take time, but I feel like this, I have to do this, because if I don't do this and work off the other, then it takes me longer to pull threads off the other than it does for me pulling threads here. But as far as putting patterns onto Pattern Keeper that aren't compatible, I find that I don't enjoy it, and it takes me a long time. I have done it, and I've done it fine, but I don't really enjoy it, and I feel it takes up a lot of my time that I could be stitching. So anyway, that's kind of how I do things. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me below, and hope that you have a great day. I'm going to try to get the rest of these tags done and move on to trying to get my Christmas stocking started for my husband. So anyway, take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you the next time I have a floss tube. Bye.